Hi, I'm Caroline Campo, class of 2012 at Sacred Heart University.
My name is Miley Hetherington, and I'm class of 2012 at Sacred Heart University.
My name is Brian Thorne. I am an adjunct professor at Sacred Heart University. I've been teaching since 2007. I'm actually a Sacred Heart alum. I graduated in 2005. I do freelance work for NFL Films.
I first heard about this internship through one of my teammates who went last year. She raved about how awesome it was, and I instantly knew that I wanted to apply as well.
I got the email through the department and I filled out all the necessary paperwork and everything else. And when I got the actual email that I was accepted to go offering me the internship, it was so exciting.
I was in Professor Thorne's sports broadcasting class last year, and he had just gotten back from the Super Bowl, and he was showing us all these pictures from his amazing experience there, and I just knew I had to end up there eventually. So I applied for the internship, and when I found out I was going, I was so excited. It was a dream coming true.
So the internship is pretty broad, and not to be vague, but when we go in, we don't have a very specific plan as to every day they're going to be doing this. So when the interns from Sacred Heart come, they're coming as production assistants, and PAs can do anything. They can be a set of hands on a shoot, they can hold a tripod or a camera, or they can do something as simple as run paperwork back and forth. What I think is the coolest thing about the internship is that the interns this year are the only interns at the Super Bowl. So the domestic compound and the international compound literally only had students from Sacred Heart as interns.
The greatest learning experience that I had was when we were lucky enough to go on the set of the Dan Patrick Show. Paul Papps, producer and professor here at Sacred Heart University, showed us around, and we got to see how a live set was done, and afterwards we got to meet the whole cast.
As an intern for NFL Films at the Super Bowl, I learned so much throughout the course of the week. We got to go behind the scenes of different shows, go to the media center, just tour the city and see what was going on with the fans. But one of the things that really stuck out in my mind was getting to work behind the camera on the field. It was the World Feed camera, and that's where the people we were working with were stationed. They brought in a local high school team to practice so that they could, practice their shots with the camera and what they were going to be doing on game day. It was really difficult, but it was really cool to see how it works.
So definitely one of the benefits of this internship was the hands-on experience. We actually got to go into one of the trucks called Super B, which is responsible for the World Feed. So every other truck gets their feed from Super B, and they're able to put it together however they want, whether they're going to put their own graphics in or whether they're going to cut it up and edit it differently. But we actually were inside of the truck, and we got to meet some of the men responsible for actually putting what we see on TV together.
Why it's a great experience for students is I think that when you think of television and you think of production, you always think, I want to be in front of the camera or I want to be behind the camera. There are a million other jobs in television, from operations producers to production coordinators and everything in between. Graphics, replays, tape, package production. So they got to see the 100 other positions that maybe they wouldn't have seen anywhere else. The three of them, they all were doing different things, and then when they were together, they were really involved. They wanted to go into each broadcast truck. They went into the master control unit. They talked to the director of NFL, the World Feed. They really took the time to speak with everybody and find out what they were doing there and what their specific job function was. So I thought they did a great job this year at becoming part of our core utility group. They got involved with everybody. And then, they did some of the dirtier work, like we taught them how to coil cable, which is part of production. The cool thing was they had a little competition with themselves to see who could do it the fastest, and then they got the rest of the crew involved. And before you knew it, there was 30 guys having a competition, seeing who could coil a cable the fastest. So they not only became part of our crew, but then they also contributed and started actually, creating new memories for our crew. So it was really cool.
The feeling that I had on game day is a feeling that I will never forget. I'm a Giants fan, so being able to see them win when we were on the field and having the confetti cannons go off is something that I never thought I'd be able to do, and I was working it, so that's also added to the experience.
Being in the stadium on game day was completely electrifying. We had been there for the week before, and it was completely dead. It almost had become our playground. And to see the stadium packed with so many people is just so exciting.
Well, the whole city of Indianapolis is like a football-driven city. There's so many fans and like so much passion for the sport. So just being in a place like that alone is so exciting. But being inside the stadium is something that I never thought I could do. I'm an athlete myself, and just being around these like ginormous football players and seeing them like quiet because they're so excited for their game and so focused is like a feeling that you can't even describe. There's so much energy and like buzzing in the stadium, and people are just so ready. They've been waiting all year for this.
I encourage all students to apply for this internship, whether you're a freshman or a senior, whether you like sports or you don't. The people there are there for you. They want to see you succeed. You should ask questions. Any little thing that you say, you're going to get an answer out of it. And it's just an experience that you'll never forget.
Being on the compound during the Super Bowl really gave me a preview of what it's going to be like, in the future. What kind of people you're going to be working with, the talent, the athletes, everything like that, if I want to go into that field. And so it was a really good experience to learn like who you need to impress and who you need to ask questions from, and maybe who you shouldn't ask questions from. But overall, I think that what I took away from it is like networking is so important. Even if you talk to someone for 5 minutes, ask for their business card. Tell them that you're looking for a job or an internship, and they're going to remember you. If you could take away anything from that, is to network as much as possible, and it can only help you out for the future.
I did learn a lot, and I think that the most important thing you can do is to really just make contacts with everyone and just to be able to help out. Even a job that you may think may be the smallest thing that someone could ask of you could mean the world to them, because they're all working hard to put this event together.
It's not about going to actually see the Super Bowl. It's about going to see what goes into a production that size. So if I was going to give any advice to a student that wanted to come, it would be A, show some serious interest in the production side of television, not just, oh, my favorite team is playing in the Super Bowl this year. And the B side is what their grade point averages or how they perform in school.
I'm so thankful for this opportunity that Sacred Heart gave us. We're such a small school, and being there was an unbelievable feeling, and I wish I could go next year and the year after that.
I truly just want to thank Sacred Heart and all of the professors here for awarding us this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I just want to thank Sacred Heart for giving us this opportunity because, we're a small liberal arts school in Connecticut, and who would have thought we would be the only interns on the compound at the Super Bowl? I mean, I just could never have seen this happening for us, but I'm so thankful for the Media Studies Department and Professor Thorne and everyone else who was a part of our experience at NFL Films.
I've been to 5 Super Bowls, and every time on Super Bowl Sunday, it's surreal, and I think that's the moment that, at least for me and hopefully for the interns, that they realize, there's so many things you can do, and you can find yourself in these great situations if you follow your dreams. You can be at these events if this is what you want to do. Anything media or communications related, you can do it, and I'm just happy that Sacred Heart can provide this opportunity for interns to see the largest television production event of the year.